Real quick update on the Chevy Silverado. We took the truck out. We've taken the truck out several times over the last month or so, and we had a few close calls, and so that prompted me to really start to consider to make some body armor. I didn't see any body armor for the Chevy Silverado out on the market, so I just went ahead and made my own. So let me show you what I did. I'm going to take one of these panels back off and kind of show you the back side of it and show you how I've got it mounted, and also the rock guards. I'll show you how I built those, how I've got them mounted, and just tell you where I bought all this material, so that if you're interested in making your own, you can do that with some simple shop tools. I don't have a bender. I don't have anything fancy, so everything you see is what I would expect a lot of you probably have in your garage. But yeah, so let me show you what I did.
So I picked all the materials for the rock rails up at Lowe's, and here you can see somewhat of a close-up view of it. The lower rail is 1.5" Schedule 40 pipe, and the upper rail is 1" Schedule 40 pipe. And all I did was I don't have any fancy bends or anything in here. This is all just cut at certain angles, but it's pretty strong. And the coating that I used is that Raptor liner. It's pretty strong. Here in the middle, you can see that I've got a piece of plate welded in the middle to act as kind of act as an I-beam would act, in that if you lean this thing on any rocks, or you hit any rocks hard, that's going to absorb a lot of the load, and it should be able to resist bending, but we'll see. And this is how I have it mounted underneath the truck. You can see that I used the same mounting holes and mounting bolts that the original steps came on, which I ended up taking off because I just didn't like the look. But everything else bolted up pretty nice, and it looks okay. It's pretty clean looking, I guess. Alright, I'm going to speed this next part up just so that you don't have to watch me take bolts off. But what I've essentially done is I've used Rivet Nuts to mount to the truck, and you'll see that here as soon as I get the plate off. But I've got 6 mounting bolts, and it seems pretty rigid, so I don't think I need more than that. Also, I didn't really want to risk putting any nuts in the middle of the truck, just because it's got a big window on it, and I didn't know where that was going to hit in the middle. And so so this is what it looks like with the Rivet Nuts. And so yeah, if you want to do this, you'll have to be willing to drill a few holes in your truck and take them back off and clean it from time to time. But you can see that it's not really straight anywhere. It's got bends everywhere, which makes the truck look beautiful, but it also makes it difficult to do anything like this. Alright, so now that I got the plate off, you can see what I had to do to get those angles bent just right, because I don't have a bender. I suppose if you have a bender, you won't have to do that, but I had to cut grooves at 1" increments all the way across it, except at the top there is a small straight spot. And then you can see that I went about 1/16 of an inch deep, and then I put some foam padding on there so that it doesn't scratch the truck when it's on.
Alright, so that's it. I got the panel back on. The nice thing about this design is that I can take it on and off at will. If I want to clean underneath it, or for whatever reason, if I want to take it back off, I can do. I'm using Loctite on the nuts to make sure that it's securely fastened. But it took me a couple of days to get the angles and everything just right. It's 8" 3000 series aluminum, and I cut into that using just a metal cutting blade on a circular saw. I cut into that about 1/16 of an inch at 1" increments, so that I could form it at the right arc. And up here, and you can see, yeah, so you can see, it's probably hard for you to see, but you can see the angles where it's just formed around at 1 inch increments. Out in the sunlight, that looks great. It gives it more of a design, and it looks good with the diamond plate. Here it's the same thing, only instead of just cutting long ways, I also cut at an angle so that I could get that smooth transition, because the body panel here, it's arced this way and then out, and then on this end it kind of arcs out a little bit. So that took me a little while to get right. I made a few templates so that I could bead on it out here and not on the truck. Anyway, so yeah, so don't ask me angles or any of that, because I really don't know. If you're interested in this, it is going to be a bit of a trial and error. On my next, I do still need to finish this part, but my wife got a new Jeep, so I'm working on that for the next couple of weeks, and then I'm going to get back to the truck. Yeah, and that's it. It opens and closes nice. There's no issues there. It doesn't rattle, so I'm pretty happy about that. And it gives it quite a bit of. And it's really solid. So I mean, it's an 1/8 inch plate, so of course it's solid. But anyway, if you have any questions, where I got the materials, what I used to bend it, I'd be happy to describe some of that to you. Yeah, so leave a comment below if you have any questions or just comments. I think it looks good on the truck. It's a little retro, to be honest, but it's super heavy duty, in that these are going to be able to take a hit. I'd like to do something up here. I'm not going to do this up here. I'd like to do some sort of protection up here, because you know, as we're rolling through the brush, it's probably hard for you to see it, but it does get scratches in it, which I don't like. Anyway, leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.